Shalom Alaikum, and welcome to Black Gods of Yahweh Media. We are in the power of, the glory of, and the good of Yhwh, Yahweh. In the name of Yhwh, Beit Nun Sofit, Yhwh, Yahweh ben Yahweh. And in this particular video, I'm going to proclaim and explain why everywhere you turn, it appears to be the so-called Black American versus everybody, including their own from the house of Judah. Everything that happens to the children of Yahweh is by design, positive or negative. Ever since the term foundational Black American was created, it has started a ripple effect, making true Israel here in the hells of North America self-aware that we do have enemies, and none of them, and I mean none of them, want to see us unified. When other groups come to America, it's okay to represent their Hispanic culture, their Nigerian culture, their Ethiopian culture, and yes, their Caribbean culture. But as soon as we say, hey, we're tired of fighting for other groups and getting nothing in return, hey, it is time for us to look at our own community first. Then those who are doing the same thing are calling us racist and divisive. 2 weeks ago, I did a video proving how the children of Yahweh are speaking spiritually and subconsciously without even knowing it. Foundational Black American. The person who came up with this is not an awakened Israelite. Ironically, Judah, who we are, the fourth tribe, is the foundation of the 12 tribes of Israel, the ruling body. 4 in sacred geometry represents the 4 cornerstones of mathematical and structural integrity. The leadership class, that is who we are and who we were created to be. Our people are speaking things into existence. Now, myself and every other awakened Israelite knows who Judah is throughout the islands of the sea, but most of them don't and are now joining in on the demonization, demoralization, attacks, and theft against us here who descended from the transatlantic slave trade on this soil. Now, if you are not familiar by chance of what is taking place in this world, just go to YouTube and type in FBA versus immigrants, and you will find a wealth of warring amongst so-called minorities. Right now, there is a plan to destroy Black Judah here first. And in order to destroy a people, you must destroy their history and accomplishments. The reason why I have this caption up to start with is because it represents a metaphor. Myself and the brother Shemyael, we were building, and a few subconscious parallels came up. Everybody hates Chris. Now, what do you think that means? Chris is another name for Christ, and Christ is black. Christ is black. One like unto the Son of Man in Revelations 1:13 through 1:15. Everybody hates the brethren of Yahweh ben Yahweh, the so-called Black American. True Israel. Those who control nations and corporations know this as well, very well. But Yahweh controls all things, so they must place these secret and hidden codes and meanings in your face. Jacob Blake. Just look at that. Jacob Blake. Jacob Blake means Jacob Israel, who is black, is being targeted and destroyed just for being the chosen people of God. Don't take my word for it. The reality is in the words itself. Jacob Blake. Jacob, who is black, Israel, in North America, in Jerusalem, USA. Even the deadest minds of our people can see this. Now, let's move on to a huge topic of debate. Hip-hop. When hip-hop was created, it was all about positivity. It was about the culture, fighting against the powers that be. But now that corporations and the wealthy and the rich and the greedy, they're using it for opposite means, to destroy our people instead of to uplift them. Recently, you have other groups who contributed to hip-hop, no doubt, now are trying to take credit for the creation of what the tribe of true Israel in America started. Hip-hop was not created by Hispanics or Italians or Jamaicans, and it did not come from reggae music. There is video evidence that our people here was rapping and breakdancing in the 1960s. Black immigrants, Latinos, and Afro-Latinos did contribute, but once again, they did not create the art form. The brother Kool Herc and Africa Bambaataa are considered godfathers of hip-hop, which I agree. However, 90% of all hip-hop and rap samples and instrumental music comes from funk, soul, jazz, and R&B. James Brown and George Clinton founded what is known as hip-hop today. That is just the truth of this topic. All the people who are trying to take credit for a music genre created by the so-called Black American, where are the great hip-hop current legends in Latin America, the Caribbean, and Africa today? I'm going somewhere. Just be patient. Busta Rhymes said Black Americans have no culture. And this is the propaganda that also African immigrants on social media who are anti-Black American are saying. In fact, everyone around the world imitates the culture of Black America in music, dress, style, slang, and charisma. On the internet, the so-called Black American is being called Akata by African immigrants. Akata meaning wild animal. You even have people saying that Malcolm X was not a Black American. His father was foundational here in the hills of North America, which makes him the same. We have no culture. We are the culture. So why is all this happening right now? Why are all these things transpiring? You already know what we're about to do. Let's go to Matthew 24 and 9. Let's go to Matthew 24 and 9. Then shall they deliver you up to be afflicted, and shall kill you, and ye shall be hated of all nations for my name's sake. Let's read it again. Matthew 24 and 9. Then they shall deliver you up to be afflicted, and shall kill you, and you shall be hated of all nations for my name's sake. Those who are delivering you up, the so-called immigrants, who was once oppressed by the dominant society, who are now regurgitating white supremacist talking points about you and the propaganda against you. Not all, some Hispanics, some Africans, some Asians, and even some members of Judah who march with the civil rights movement are now joining your open enemy. You are hated of all nations, regardless of their skin color, for the namesake of YAHUDAH-YAHWEH. That's why. For the Messiah's namesake. Well, let me tell you something. The name of Yahweh was manifested here in Jerusalem, USA, by the Son of Yahweh, the Kingfisher of Oklahoma. The Messiah is from here, and that is why everyone is against you, YAHUDAH-YAHWEH. Oh, hallelujah, YHWH. Praise ye the Lord Yahweh. In the name of the Son, the mighty God, YHWH, Beit Nun Sophit, YHWH. Selah.